I'm David Mullins, I'm Professor of Housing Policy and I lead the Housing and Communities Research Group in the School of Social Policy at Birmingham. I've been interested in housing for a long time, I guess, really because it's such a fundamental issue impacting on people's well-being and quality of life. And it's most obvious when you don't have it, so the absence of decent affordable housing is a real barrier to social justice. So the Housing and Communities Research Group is really focused on housing policy, the role of organisations in the housing sector, and particularly about the interaction with communities. The centre is very well connected internationally, and so from the point of view of anyone coming to do some research with us, we can make immediate connections really with people working on housing research across Europe, but also in Australia, the US and Hong Kong. A lot of the research we undertake is directly related to policy or particularly to activities that housing organisations themselves are involved in. And we have a Housing Communities Research Network who meet roughly every 6 weeks and hear presentations about new research, a lot of it from the university. We're also connected into national networks, and particularly through a knowledge transfer partnership that we have at the moment with the Housing Associations Charitable Trust, whereby we're connected with about 200 housing associations interested in community investment activities in the sector. Over the last couple of years, we've been commissioned to undertake a range of research projects, including work on community investment and housing organisations, on how social housing is allocated. We've got a major project on choice-based lettings in North Yorkshire, tenant satisfaction work for an individual housing association, work on the role of the third sector and housing partnerships in Northern Ireland, work on antisocial behaviour for one of the large housing associations, and we're also currently looking at housing association governance, the role of community-led housing, and staff engagement in a large housing association in the West Midlands. Thinking forward, the kinds of things that will be happening over the next couple of years that might be opportunities for people to engage with would be a major project on youth homelessness in Birmingham, where we're working with St Basil's, which is a leading youth homelessness charity. Another major area of interest for the group over the last couple of years has been so-called community-led housing, and this is really where non-established organisations working locally would be involved in developing their own housing solutions. Perhaps the best example of this are groups of people working on bringing empty properties into use. Another thing that will be going on over the next couple of years is work to understand more about the governance of housing associations. One final area that we hope to be undertaking research on over the next period is the role of the private renters sector, which has been expanding very substantially. More specifically, I think the things that a master's student would benefit researching within the Housing Communities Research Group are firstly our extensive links with policy and practice, secondly our strong research community and academic network, thirdly, our record of impact and relevance to current organisation and policy agendas. And finally, they would be getting expertise and support for their own research project within the master's degree programme.